Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Carolina Panthers Franchise Mode. Now, to get into it, your NFL Super Bowl champions for 2023 were the Dallas Cowboys, winning 35-14 with Dak Prescott becoming the MVP. So the Dallas Cowboys are 6-time Super Bowl champions. The only time that they will ever be Super Bowl champions. So let's take a look at this real quick. I know my face cam is blocking it right now. Sorry, that's just going to end up being how it is. Lamar Jackson is the MVP of the league. Zach Taylor is the coach of the league. Christian McCaffrey, Max Crosby are our offensive player and defensive player of the years. Your rookie of the years are Jordan Addison and Byron Young from the Rams. So that is very that seems very realistic, honestly. So if we look at upgrading players here, we are literally just going to say all because none of them look interesting enough for me to actually care. We have a bunch of coaching staff upgrades available. We will be looking at upgrading actually our player personnel. So mentors wanted, we're going to say yes to that, get some discounts there. We will be looking at hometown discount on 3 separate occasions to maybe get us Brian Burns a little bit on the cheaper and make him worth keeping for us. So we will see if that will actually help us go into this first true season of what we are trying to do here. So let's move on to the next phase. All right, everyone, with looking at this, we are going to accept the option of a 5th year for JC Young, so that way we don't have to worry about him. We are going now. Let's negotiate with Mr. Brian Burns. Mr. Brian Burns, if we sign him with this deal as it is, a 5-year, $10.6 million salary with a $12.9 million bonus, will make us it'll put us at about 54.7 mil cap. He'll earn about 23.6 mil a year with cap hits ranging from 21 mil to 26.4 mil. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to see if he will do a team-friendly deal, which will put us at about a 20, let's say an average of about 21 mil cap hit out in 4 years. So let's just see if he'll accept that. He probably won't. He doesn't. We will franchise tag him right now and go from there. We will be releasing everyone else. I'm just not happy with how this team was constructed. I don't know where they thought they were able to unload and think they were franchise quarterback away. I do not understand the move that they did last year, in all honesty, looking at this roster. This roster is atrocious as far as I'm concerned. So if we take a look at this, we are going to come into our trade screen and actually put Brian Burns up on the auction block and see what we could potentially get for that. So let's get some offers, see what people come up with. Darnell Mooney, don't need. Cortland Sutton would be interesting. Keith Brown, Payne. I'm kind of looking to see what draft capital we can get along with a possible player. And right now, it's looking very bare. It's pretty bare for Mr. Brian Burns, which is sad because he's an X factor, so theoretically, we should be getting decent. You think people really want him that badly, so hard to sit there and say, because we're talking a 2026 second round pick. We're talking, late second round picks. I mean, the best player that was offered to us was Jabril Peppers from the Patriots, and they need a whole lot more than that. Fourth round pick ain't gonna do nothing for us. And Puka Nacua would be an excellent addition to our team, but is that the guy that we truly want? I don't know. So I think what we'll end up doing is giving a counteroffer to the Rams. Getting rid of those, I will add my third round pick for your first. I think it's... I know it's not completely fair, but let's just see what... Okay, so they're not 100% okay with that, but their interest is piqued. Their interest is piqued, which is a good thing for us. It's a good thing for us. So let's take a look. I give them Dante Jackson. They're in need of a cornerback, it looks like here. Offer doesn't cut it quite yet, is what you should say. So we'll give them next year's 5th round pick. Nope. Apparently need a little bit more than that. Let's go next year's 4th round. Right? That's what you wanted? That's what you wanted? Okay, so how about we give you a 4th round pick for 2026 as well. And it's done. We got huge cap room opened up. We got a very young, good wide receiver to pair up with Bryce Young. And we got a 1st round pick going into this first draft. That is huge for us, but we're not done with our trades quite yet, because we need to find a home for Taylor Moton. I'm not sitting on that contract any longer. 29.8 mil for what? I'm not okay with that. So we are looking at some dead weights. That's what we're looking at here. So we're going to take the Commanders offer. I mean, it's the best we're going to do at this point. But that opened up, I mean, we got 72 mil now. We got 72 mil in cap room right now. That is ridiculous how fast that happened. Okay, so what are we looking at right now? Derek Brown has 1 year left on his contract. I don't think he's going to re-sign, and we're going to be doing a complete rebuild of this defense. So let's look at the offers that we can get for him. We are looking... I mean, it's probably going to be pretty fair also. I mean... I'm kind of right now looking... I'm looking at the players that people are willing to trade us, and it's looking pretty fair. I don't see any good first round picks. But, Cisco is looking okay, so I want to see what we can get. Let's take your 5th off. Look, hey, why don't you give us your 2026 second round pick? How did you feel for that? That's a done deal. I should have asked for their first. But Cisco will be a nice addition to our team. I don't know who our free safety honestly was. Let's go take a look at that. Our free safety was Xavier Woods. who is 29 years old. I think we can trade him away. We'll take it. We'll take it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and complain too much about that. So, it's just best lineup that we got. And this is our lineup right now. So, going into the free agency process, we'll be looking at a right tackle. Probably a wide receiver 2, I would say. And defensively, we'll be looking at some cornerbacks, it's looking like. And some really need some help in the linebacking core. So, and this might be a pathetic first year, I'll admit that. We're probably not going to be very competitive to begin with. So the free agent pool is looking pretty thin right now, guys. And if we're looking at this here, Kyle Duggar is the best available player on the free agent market. A lot of problems with that. But we do have a good scheme fit here in Curtis Samuel, who is interested in becoming our number 2. At 28 years old. Now, I'm going to lower it down to 2. We'll bring him down to a 4.5, and we'll keep it at the bonus high up there. No, the salary isn't going to be what it wants or the commitment there, but, you know, we're the only ones offering, so you take what you can get sometimes. We are also going to be signing a 1-year deal with Bobby Wagner. We'll give him exactly what he wants in this. He'll just help show the ropes towards that linebacker scheme because he knows the playbook. He knows the playbook. Sean Murphy Bunting is another guy that I want to get my hands on here. I'm thinking a 2-year deal worth 4.5. I'm not sure he's the guy I truly want to go with as my first big free agent signing. He probably won't sign with us now looking at that, so it's gonna be what it is. So I'm not overly concerned about that. Andrew Van Ginkel, I love this player. He is a fantastic player. He's gonna be it. I'm gonna sign him to whatever deal he wants. So we're looking at my targeted guys. No one is truly standing out as they absolutely love what Carolina's doing. So we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what happens. I am gonna offer Kyle Duggar a contract. I think it's gonna end up being. Let's play around with this. Let's give him a 5.6 mil bonus. $6 million for 3 years. The cap hits are fairly high, but they're not awfully high. So, see if we can get ahead of holy crap, we are the leader, so he's going to be our first big signing. So let's evaluate. We are still in negotiations with one player, Curtis Samuel. We signed 2 players, Kyle Duggar and Bobby Wagner. The other 2, Mr. Sean Murphy Bunting went to the Raiders, and Andrew Van Ginkel, as much as I love him, went to the Patriots. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Targeted, we are still working on trying to get Mr. Curtis Samuel. I don't think I'm going to offer more money than that, though. So he will probably sign somewhere else, which is fine. That is his right. He is allowed to do that. Marcus Peters. No, I don't want Marcus Peters. So Mr. True Tranquil is I'm gonna try to get him in the doors here to be our middle linebacker too. We are running a 3-4 scheme, so we'll see how that ends up helping us. asking someone else that we want. Levi Wallace here does look like he's interested in coming. We're going to make it a 3 and 3 to make him a 6 mil richer, hopefully. And then we had one other team trying to sign him, or two other teams, sorry, and that was Minnesota. So Minnesota's kind of offering a similar deal to us, so we'll see kind of what ends up happening with that. Mr. Shaq Barrett, I think I'm going to end up signing. I'm going to sign him for a 2-year deal, just what he wants, and try to get him in the doors to help us compete now. We're not in the compete now phase, but I want to be competitive now, if that makes any sense at all. You know what? We are going to also sign Emmanuel Mosley here to a 1-year deal, just to see what ends up happening there. So our targeteds now: Curtis Samuel, Levi Wallace, Shaq Barrett, Drew Tranquil, who we are leading tremendously with, and Emmanuel Mosley. We evaluate those. And the only one left is Shaq Barrett. We signed a lot more now: Kyle Duggar, Mr. Bobby Wagner, Drew Tranquil, and Emmanuel Mosley. So we've lost at a majority of these players, which was going to end up happening anyways, because we're not trying to be competitive and make huge signings at this point. This team is not ready for huge signings. If we do huge signings, we're going to lose quite a bit. I think we'll lose more if we try to sign a big player now than if we were to kind of hold off and be like, well, let's try to do this. So Kareem Hunt's someone I'm kind of interested in. However, now looking at it, we've got Miles Sanders and Chuba Hubbard. So we're gonna avoid those instead. That kind of a trap. The thing that I'm finding looking at this is there are no good right tackles to go after. So I'm gonna go after Jonah Williams here. Try to give him a 2-year deal. We'll move him to the right tackle position and go from there. So these are our targeteds now. We're just going to go with those two. Keep us at about 26 mil in cap room. And that is with dead money, so we'll go from there. And we signed neither of those guys. So I'm just going to have to wait till the next period of free agency in order to truly figure out what we're doing with that. Let's look at this combine results. I have not looked at this draft at all yet, so we are looking live together with each other. So we are the 19th overall pick, and it's looking like the draft class is very mid, so we might be trading out of the 19th overall pick unless I can find someone in this that we might okay. So it's looking like offensive line's kind of been the better pushes. Like Hobbs here might be he might be a stud. So we're going to probably look more at the offensive line area, defensive line areas to see what we can grab out of those when the time comes for actual picks. So after that second stage, if we're looking at it, we only signed the 4 players. Our targeted, Shaq Barrett's the only one left in play, and Vegas is taking a run at him. And I'm not willing to spend any more on that. So we're looking at probably about 40 to 50 mil in cap going into the draft. So we're going to kind of keep looking ahead. We're going to let him sign. Yep. So we're looking at 46.1 mil in available cap space. Moving in to the draft. So we're gonna play our draft out, see what it looks like, and then be ready for our first season. Private workouts. That's the other thing we needed to do here. So I'm looking. I want to look kind of in this range here, see if we can find a player. And I know I'd seen one that piqued my interest, but he's actually deeper down the line. Mr. Nick Hobbs. I want to see what that pass block and run block are. Taking a look at his elite strength, great change of direction, solid agility. I would take that pretty fast. A awareness, impact block, run block power. He's an effing injury though. That might end up being an issue, because if he's injured too much, then we're gonna have some issues. I see right end is something we need. We're looking for a good right end power rusher. That's what I want out of my right end right now, power rusher. So, we can take a look. We don't have a right end. We got terrible left end. So, no one at the top of the draft. So let's see if we can find a gem at the right end position, deeper within. At least, I'm gonna take a look at Calvin here. Calvin might end up being the guy. He's moved up the draft boards quite a bit there. So the grade they got him in is projected 3rd or 4th round pick. Physical player who, okay. So bone crushing hits, so high hit. So loves the big hits, loves to utilize a spin move, swift arm, bull rush, has a high motor, looks to rip the ball, so looking for strips, and shows good discipline and won't get flagged. That's a good thing to know. Solid speed at 4.83, that's okay. Great strength and good acceleration. I'm not looking for blazing speed out of him. C awareness, F and O. I mean, if we do look at him, it's going to be solely for pass rushing up the middle. And that is something to note. So I'm going to take a look at Josh Buchanan here, and I will take a look at Mr. Calvin Melvin. Let's see what we can possibly find out about them by sending our scouts there. And then we are going to go back to that. Was it right tackle? Is that who I was looking at? Oh, no, I'm probably not going to be able to find it. Nope, it was left tackle. So Mr. Nick Hobbs is the 3rd guy that I want chosen out of Stanford, because I want to see what those two will end up being. We could draft none of these guys too. I have no boards right now because I haven't been able to look and truly see what my what everything's gonna be looking like. So we're gonna find out though. Okay, with our first round pick here, we're pausing the draft. Mr. Harold Perkins just came off the board there. So I've not taken a look yet to see what those 3 players look like. So let's go take a look at our left tackle here, Mr. Nick Hobbs. Looking like he got a B, in between a B and a C. Shows good discipline, won't get flagged. We like that portion of this. His finesses aren't great, but it's looking like he's going to be like a B block or block pass blocking guy. I would say he right now he is. If I'm giving him a grade, he's probably a 7 out of 10. I'll take him a 7 out of 10. And if he's still higher after looking at our right end that we were looking at, I'll take him over. Mr. Buchanan, what can you say about that? So 6'3", 302 pounds out of USC. delivers bone crushing, counters. Shows good discipline, won't get flagged. We want that. Has a motor that runs through the whistle and utilizes a bull rush. Ooh, okay, so poor speed, 4.92, but he's going to be inside, if anything. Good strength, good... Okay. And we're looking at someone who can tackle. I'm going to give him an 8, so he's going to be our guy. Mr. Josh Buchanan, you are going to be the first draftee. And it wasn't a bad one. Hidden development, 86 strength, 80 acceleration, 72 speed actually isn't bad for the position that we were going for. We're going for an inside D end, if that makes any sense, because our linebackers are the ones that are going to be pass rushing. So now I'm actually going to make a bold move because I liked our left tackle too. I really did like our left tackle. So I'm going to try and get the Lions' first round pick. I'm going to try and get that. So what do you want? So it's either they want Kyle Duggar, our first round for next year, and sixth round, their first round, second round, or they want a huge haul of picks. Oh my god. I don't know if our left tackle is worth that. Man. Let's try to finesse a little bit out of this. So, we got Shaq Thompson. I'm not one for Shaq Thompson, honestly. I like what we got with Bobby Wagner and Drew Tranquil. There was a reason we went and got those guys. So I'm going to say, hey, you could have him. Well, let's see what they're willing to do along those lines. And you know what? I will give them that second round pick. I'll give them that second round pick. Yeah, we're kind of mortgaging a little bit, but they're feeling it. They're feeling it, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll give them our 7th round pick on top of that. No. Okay. Let's give them our later 5th round pick for this draft. I'm not giving you any more than a 3rd round pick in 2026. So, all right, that makes it go through. We're back on the clock, and we're taking that left tackle, Mr. Nick Hobbs. I liked what I saw out of it. I think he'll end up being an X factor also. And it was so hard to pick between the two, honestly. So let's see if we are right to do it. If we are, 93 strength with hidden development, I'll take that every day out of the week. Going into the 4th round, we have no one truly scouted, so we're going to let's just look around and see what we got. I mean, we don't need a right tackle because we just drafted one. Do we need anything on the defense side? So we got our right end. Let's look at some pass rushers coming from the outside linebacking position. So, Mr. Darren Stewart, how big of a bust are you if you're dropping this far? It utilizes, shows good discipline, won't get flagged much, has a high motor, runs through the whistle, 4.67, I mean, it's not the greatest. So you're a guy worth noting of, Mr. Stewart. I'm also going to take a look at the left outside linebacking to play it safe and not make a rash decision. Out of Colorado State, Mr. Terrell Shepard here, 4.7 speed, great acceleration. I mean, he's got B's. He's got B's. I'll give him a 7. Give him a 7. He's day 3. Later day 3. So let's also look at left ends here. Dominic Booth wouldn't be a bad one because he's got B. Blackshed. You know what? We're gonna go with our first guy. We're gonna go with Darren Stewart. He's projected a little bit higher. So there's gotta be something that comes from that. So 81 speed, 84 excel. I mean, I'll take it. I'll see what we can get out of him. I mean, he might end up being a good franchise guy. We'll see. We'll see if how long he sticks on the team. All right, we're back on the board. We're looking again at Terrell Shepard here. I think we're just gonna go ahead and take him. We're not gonna give it a second thought here. Terrell Shepard, you're our guy here. 81 speed, 88 acceleration. So we might have our two outside linebackers that we want to work on here. I think that could end up being a good thing for us. So, with us being back on the board again, I've seen this guy up here. How bad, are we looking? Struggles to find the ball in the air, has a motor, and lacks discipline resulting in avoidable penalties. We are avoiding you then. I am looking to be the least penalized team in the league. That's my one goal for this year. That is my absolute one goal. We are avoiding penalties at all costs right now. Dominic Booth is still on the board. He is still on the board. Lacks discipline to avoid penalties. I just said I wasn't going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put myself in a position where one guy could ruin that one stat that I want to win. We are not looking very good in any other spot right now. Shows good discipline and won't get flagged much. He's probably our guy, Mr. Quan Van Buren here. I mean, solid speed for a DT, so we'll take it. Yeah, kind of what I was thinking. I mean, it's a 6th round pick. So, and yes, we've pretty much gone all defense this draft. We were kind of left with cupboards bare, and I realized that we also kind of contributed to that going up the board in order to get one guy. But I really think solidifying our right tackle position with a young guy is going to be necessary at this point. So, because we got to keep. We got to keep Young upright. That's kind of the main thing that I'm looking at right now. Taking a look at this draft, I don't see too many other guys, so I'm going to take Mr. Northrop here. I think nobody lacks discipline to avoid penalties. Well, that's just great for him. That's just great. So let's just kind of look here. Clayton shows good discipline, won't get flagged. That's what I want to see. So that's what we're going to take. I mean, I'm just looking for guys that'll avoid penalties. So we got one more pick here. And I have a dumb question. Do I have a kicker and a punter? I have a kicker and I have a punter. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about those positions then. Oh, I have 2 more picks. Okay. And I only thought I had one. Let's look at wide receivers, actually. Let's look at late wide receivers here. Mr. Jamie Holmes. What are we looking at here for speed? We're looking at solid speed at 4.49. Shows good discipline, won't get flagged. Fights for every innings. Needs to work on simple concentration. exceptional body control on the sidelines. You know what? We'll take a chance on him. We'll take a chance that you'll learn 90 speed, 88 jump, 91 acceleration. You know what? I'll take it. Physical guy. I'll take that kind of player. And our final pick of this draft is going to be Mr. Kenny Werner. 23-year-old, 5'11". I mean, he looks decent. 4'9", or basically a 4'4", 40-yard dash. Second in the class, so looks okay across the board. F in zone coverage, but good in man. It's supposed to be a slot. I'll take it, and we'll see what we get. 93 speed. That's fine. He's a 7th round pick, cornerback out of Utah. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. We'll see what ends up happening. Ladies and gentlemen, look at our draft recap here. We'll kind of show that we made our 2 good picks here. I think moving up the draft to get Mr. Nick Hobbs was an excellent choice. We just need to change him over to right tackle real quick, because that will be his true position moving forward. Still 74 overall, so we like that. Mr. Josh Buchanan is going to be, hopefully these 2 will be our mainstay studs going forward. These 2, they are what they are. The last 2 picks actually weren't the worst that I thought they could have been. It's 67 overall, so we'll see. Taking a look at our lineup here, going into the first year, we're going to do best available lineup, and the team is looking okay. I mean, it's looking okay. That's the best I'm going to say about it at this point in time on the offensive side. Defensive side, Terrell Shepard will end up starting for us, so that is actually a positive, because we could end up doing very well with that. And actually, Werner is going to be our second cornerback. We'll see how that works out for us, I guess. Specialist-wise, this is what we're looking at here. So Mr. Buchanan is going to be coming up front. I mean, it looks exactly kind of what I thought it would end up looking like. So, hey, that is going to be what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this whole episode with us. We'll be back on Monday with the very first game of this series. If you don't, I don't think I explained it actually, and so I won't explain what's so special about this particular franchise series for us until the next episode. So please make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, so that way you know when that episode is coming out. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. I'm out.